Hello friends, Tanya here for Trinity Stamps, and today we are doing what I'm calling Latte Love Thanks. I am taking this all heart pattern paper and the cut and foil coffee die set. We're going to use the foiling plate and one of the dies to cut this out, and we're going to foil on some pattern paper. The all heart pattern paper pad, it's a Slimline paper pad, has several colors of 2 different heart panels, and it is 4 by 9 inches. We're going to take this turquoise paper and we're going to foil it with some, it's either polished brass or gold. They're very similar colors. I'm using some of the Best Ever Craft tape to tack that down. You could use whatever low tack tape you'd like. I put that on my I happen to have a Spellbinders Glimmer Hot Foil system. I put that on my plates with too many shims apparently, because I got a little bit of overfoiling, which I'm fixing with my pencil eraser here. It didn't go completely away, but we will make it work anyway. I did flip that pattern paper over and do a foiling on the other side also, so that I had 2 different patterns, same color, and they are 2 adorable takeout cups. I'm also using the Big Thanks cut and foil set, and I foiled the thanks, and now I'm taking the detail die that cuts out the same thing that you foiled. You can see where you're putting the die over the foiling. It's pretty easy. I do get a little bit of a white shadow on this, but I don't mind. I think that makes it stand out more. And I did not spend hardly any time at all lining it up. Next, I'm taking this Starstruck 6x6 panel, not panel, that is a stencil, and I'm taping a panel of white cardstock behind it. I'm pulling out 2 purple reactive inks. This happens to be Thistle and Purple Galaxy, I believe. These are both from Hero Arts. I like that there's 2 different colors and they're slightly different purples. They both are kind of a blue purple, more so than a red purple. I'm alternating rows of stars with the colors, so I did every other row, except there is probably an odd number of star rows here because I ended up with 2 rows of the dark purple. These do come together very quickly, and this is one of my go-to stencils. I use it all the time. This one and the hearts, stripes, polka dots, those are all very universal stencils. I've been dying to use the birthday balloon stencils lately. That might have to make an appearance soon. If you don't have any of those stencils, I highly recommend all of them. I love stencils. They're so versatile. And here we're going to use the Black Diamond Glitter Paste from Nouveau. I happen to have this in my stash. You can use whatever you have. We all have things in our stash that we would love to use. And it's time to pull out some of the oldies but goodies. This is going to be a partial stenciling of this paste because I don't want to cover all of those stars that I stenciled. If you've been on my channel very long, you know that I love to do stenciling, and I love to do this partial glitter paste technique because it just adds an extra pop to your design without being overpowering and without covering your beautiful stenciling, just adding in a little extra to it. I make sure that I seal that back up with my piece of press and seal there and put the cap back on. And you do want to get this directly into water and do some cleaning. I happen to have a bin of soapy water in my craft area so that I can keep my stencils and my tools clean. Next, I'm die cutting the stenciled panel that I've set aside and let dry. I let it dry for about half an hour. And I'm taking the modern embossed rectangles and I'm cutting 2 different layers here. I've got a mirror purple and the stencil. Those are the 4" by 5 1/4" inch and the 3 3/4 by 5" panels that I die cut from the rectangles there. And I am using a little bit of coaster blank behind these cups that I die cut, and the thanks is layered with 2 layers of heavyweight white cardstock scraps that I die cut with the same die and glued those together so I have a little bit of extra dimension on the sentiment. So the front of our card says thanks with a couple of coffee cups, and inside we're going to use the Slimline Fa-BREW-lous stamp set, and I'm going to take one of the sentiments. This is, it says you are fabulous. And I'm going to stamp that on a piece of white cardstock, and then I'm going to use a Slimline stitched panels die here. This is the second to smallest die, and it works great for sentiments. I'm going to do some partial die cutting here, just securing that die in place over our sentiment. I put the plates over only part of the die, and then I will move the die and make sure that this fits right back into the previously cut lines and finish my die cutting. Again, just putting part of the plate over part of the die. And then we have a perfectly die cut sentiment. And to be honest, I had stamped this once on the inside with a clear block, and clearly I am not good at that. I tried to double stamp it because my U wasn't completely stamped, and yeah, didn't like it. So I'm covering it with a stamped and die cut sentiment. That is a quick fix for any of these kinds of oopses. Next, I'm taking the take-to-go cup from the same Fa-BREW-lous Slimline stamp set, and I'm stamping that twice above the sentiment, and then I'm going to use the Purple Galaxy and some blue raspberry ink to stamp the what would you call that? The thing that prevents you from burning. The cup cozy. I am stamping those 2 cup cozies in different colors to match the front of the card. I am using my Misty here. This is not the mini Misty because it wouldn't fit in here. And this is an A2 size card base. So that's 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. And I have 2 adorable cups on the inside of our card. I had stamped and die cut a card with the same thing. I did use the coffee cup card die set to create that gift card holder on the inside. That's it for today's projects. Here's a couple more pictures for you. Don't miss the special on the All Heart Slimline Pattern Paper Collection, where you get a free pad with your purchase of $60 or more on the Trinity Stamps website through February 14th, 2022. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, you know what to do. And if you're interested in any of the products I used today, check that description box below. They are listed and linked for you there. Until next time, enjoy these videos. Bye-bye.